to send them because they're not friends with you on the book.
Hey everybody, Tracy Allen, living in my truth with Quanisha here. Come on over somehow.
Okay.
Yeah, so they can see you on. I hope y'all can hear her well because we do have a sound system now. Brother Pierre came and put it together, and he's going to do a whole lot more for us. So I'm excited. Yes, yes, yes. I'm going to give him some
love.
Some love.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Some love. I ain't going to talk about why mine's not on yet, Pierre, but I'm going to let it charge. Because it was not charged. So your green light came on, right? So
yes,
that means it's charged, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, mine's is not on. So that means this one is not, because it says red.
Okay.
So I'm going to put it back in here and let it charge up a little bit, and then I'll jump on the charge part. So it goes this way. Okay. All right. Hey, y'all, we're going to wait for you to pop up, pop on. That's what we do. Girl, I've been so excited for this day to come so we can get it in and get down. Yes, yes, yes. And it is here. There it is.
Beautiful.
Right on time. All right.
You said this is water?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate that. A little dry.
Something told me bring some water, put it out here because I was going to ask you either water or tea or something like that.
I'm okay with water.
Yeah, I'm so
need
glad
water.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
Hey everybody, just waiting for you guys to come on. Give it a little time. I thought we was going to be late, you know what I mean? But we are here now and ready. Okay, I want to put... I hate to do this. I should have did it first. Yeah, I should have did this first. I wanted to put my Cash App up. You want to put it on there for me?
No, go ahead. What do you need to do? What would you like me to do?
Just put, if you would like to send a contribution, you could send by, For You by Tracy. I mean, Living in My Truth. I'll tell you when you get there.
Okay. Go to my page.
Hey y'all, just a few announcements here. Living in My Truth, the LNMT Awards is coming back up again. Here's my t-shirt for last year. It was such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful time. I mean, we all had a great time. Full house, everything. You know, for the honorees. And of course, Miss Quanisha is definitely an honoree. She will be being honored that day, which will be June 27th. It will be again at Dreams Terminal in Chester on Avenue of the States. Tickets are being pre-sold now for $45. Come June, for April and May. Come June, tickets are $55. So now is a good time to get your tickets and, you know, pre-buy the tickets, you know, and so you could be there and be square. I hope to see all of you when you do decide to come. Hey Teresa, hey Bev, what's happening, y'all?
Give them a few more minutes.
Thanks for coming on. We're gonna give some people a few more minutes. I was talking about the Living in My Truth Awards this year. Tickets are being pre-sold now until April, May, end of May. You know, tickets will be $45. I hope you all can come. Teresa, I know you'll be there. So it's like she don't miss nothing. None of this. You know, I appreciate her so much. You know, because I am giving away some things for, you know, people who has been on from the beginning and supporting Living in My Truth, because I appreciate it so much. So
I love the name. I love the name Living in My Truth. That's live your truth, live your life.
Yeah, you know how that came about?
I would love to know.
I was laying back, and you know how I was trying to figure out names do this with. And you know how you thinking so hard. Hey, Kim, you know how you thinking so hard until you just start coming up with a bunch of stuff and then you come up with nothing? You know what I mean? I was coming up with all kinds of stuff, like just trying to make a name up. You know, I put it down and left it alone and said, when I got back to it, I just said, hey, I'm just called Living in My Truth. That's what I'm doing. You know, hey, cousin, hey, Patrice. Yeah, I said, that's what I'm doing, so I might as well just call it Living in My Truth, because that's what it actually is. Wow. It's finding the truth within yourself is what recovery is all about.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It comes with the holding self accountable. It comes with the surrendering. It comes with everything about recovery.
Right.
You know, so I said, you know what? I gave it to God, and guess what? Name popped right up. And that's what it is, you know? And I start by saying Tracy Allen, Living in My Truth, because it starts with me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And it ends with me. You know, so I'm just trying to be an example, you know, for everybody who wants it, needs it, or just interested in, you know, recovery. But I realize that it is finding who you are, period. You know what I mean? You don't have to be on drugs or alcohol to live in your truth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They need to know addiction is just not about drugs and alcohol.
That's right.
It's a lot that goes into addiction. You could just have addiction to a party life. Like, you know, addiction does not necessarily, when people think of addiction, they think of, drugs, alcohol.
All the time.
You know, that's addiction. No, addiction is something that takes over your life that you cannot manage. And people need to understand that even gaming is now an addiction. They just come out with it. Like, people lose their self in gaming.
That's right.
One is a virtual world.
That's a gambling thing. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Gambling is big, just as big as drug and alcohol. Any addiction.
Yeah.
Any addiction is big. You know? Hey, Joe.
Hi, everyone.
It's my buddy, Joe. Joe. That is my buddy. Yeah.
Yes. No, wait.
I don't know what really happened while my life ain't going.
It's okay.
You know what I mean? You know, this thing went fine last night. I don't know what happened. I did exactly what I was told to do. But I don't think this is charged. Or it's not connected. How does the audio sound, Patrice? Does it sound better? Show me on here, Tree. Send me your Can she hear me?
Can you guys hear?
She's sending hearts. Somebody's sending hearts.
Okay.
I'm going to put this on anyway. Maybe it'll pop on or something. But your light is on. Mine is not. So the light is by here. And that light should be on here.
Was it having a charging issue?
It must be. It was in here. We put it back. He was here yesterday, and we put it back. We just put it in there. And we just got to do it all over again, you know? But, yeah, y'all, you know, addiction is, hey, Breon, addiction is vicious, you know, no matter what the addiction is. You know, it could be hair, like you said. It could be shopping. It can be smoking. It can be gambling. It can be cooking. It could be whatever. It doesn't matter. Eating, yeah, it doesn't matter. You know, addiction is big, you know, and until you realize that you have one, if it's taking you through any type of extreme, you know what I mean, and it's something that you can't stop and you have to do, you think you have to do, well, hey, that's part of an addiction.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I know one thing of eating, like, a lot of people do emotional eating. They're not hungry. They eat because it's there, you know? And you have to ask yourself, what is the cause of why you're eating? You're not hungry, but it's there. And I would say something in a sense like, let's talk about when you get your menstrual cycle. You get this craving for ice cream or something like that. Well, for some people, it's like that all the time. Like, it's an emotional response to something. Same way as drugs and alcohol, it's an emotional response to something. Something that is a void within your life that you continue to fill with eating. which you continue to fill with alcohol and drugs, even gaming. I
Yeah.
escape reality when I'm gaming. Like, I don't want to deal with it. And it's avoidance behavior. We all do it at times.
But it's a craving.
It's also a craving.
It's a craving.
It's absolutely,
you know what I mean?
craving.
It's a mind blaster. What it does is trying, you know, it goes up in that matrix area. Hey, Sylvia.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. You know, yeah, it goes in that craving area, you know, in the brain, you know, and it shuts everything else down, you know, until it becomes first in your life.
Oh my gosh, yes, it does. And I'm always asking the question, what is it that is missing out of your life? Some people don't know. What's missing out of my life? Why do I do this? It's crazy. As a therapist, you go in and I let the client talk first. While they're talking, I'm analyzing.
Right.
I'm getting them, I'm pointing out everything.
Right.
Because, you know, I don't want me to go ahead and sit up here and introduce things and they like, hold on, I'm not even done telling you what's going on.
Right? You gotta listen.
You gotta
listen. That those three things.
Listen
so you can hear and then see.
But it's also building a rapport with the clients that you're serving. And I know we speak about this all the time, but we always talk about language and culture. They're my two biggest go-tos, language and culture. You got to know who you talking to.
That's right.
That's
right.
Or else,
some will understand you and some won't. It's like speaking another language.
Absolutely.
This is what I share with them. You know, recovery, the way we recover, it's a whole nother language. You know, and we understand it. You may not, but we understand it on our levels.
Yeah. And again, and then you'll hear some people that say, well, that's not professional. And my question to them, what do you deem professional? Because you're going to find a client that respond differently. And let's just be honest, when you have clients that are recovering from addiction, they're the most master manipulators that you can.
Girl, tell me about
they
it.
will sell salt to a slug. Like, they know how to run the game on you.
Talking to me.
Yeah, absolutely. So when you, like, they say, oh, tell me how you feel. One, they don't know you. They're not going to tell you how they feel.
Sure ain't.
They're not.
They don't have an rapport with you. They don't even trust you.
They don't trust you. Why would I want to tell you something about me?
And I'm not going to say they. We don't trust you.
Yeah. We don't trust you,
right? I'm just a recovering addict. That's all.
Yeah.
And I'm still an addict. You know what I mean?
And one thing about addiction, to me, that's the icing on the cake. What is the cause of the addiction? And you'll find out mental health has a slew of things that cause people to, you know, dive into these addictions. Drugs, alcohol, gaming, these are all addictions that impact people's lives, right? So some people have trauma that they never dealt with in their life.
That's right.
Childhood relational trauma, sexual assault is another one.
I'm still realizing that I have childhood trauma.
Oh, gosh.
And it's been years that I've been in recovery. And recovery never stops.
Nope.
It never stops. It's an ongoing thing for life.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? To live with it, to be open with it. You know what I'm saying? And to accept things you can't change.
And
you know.
and that's the thing. I operate from an Afrocentric approach when I'm doing therapy. Now, again, you know, I learn both ways. I learned what the school taught me, and then I learned from experience, so what life taught me.
Hey, go ahead.
You got to learn who your audience is and how to integrate. That comes from listening. See, a lot of therapists, they go in and think they know because they've been through school and they got all these things.
Go ahead.
And you don't know these people.
That's right.
I done been to anger management.
Say it again, you don't know who?
You don't know
these people.
Right.
Because they are people. They are people. They just people who made mistakes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I tell them, like, I've been to anger management over 5 times. And every time I went in there, no disrespect, but I had a Caucasian lady that got all these degrees on her wall, and she's sitting up here talking to me softly. And it's like, lady, I am not
ready to chew you up.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get back to work. So you tell me what you want to know, and I'll give it to you, whatever. So I didn't get really nothing out of it. I'm going to feed you what you want and roll out. And go out, right?
Yeah.
And we can look at that from me going to anger management, because I was an angry child, and to this day I'm still working on my emotions and how I respond to things.
It's party. It's like most addictions and what they come from is forever. You just have to learn how to accept them, live with them, and move and understand them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So when we look at these things, I look at my clients. If you come off a certain way to them, they will tell you whatever you want to hear, and then they out of here. And there's nothing that was taught within the time that they spent in your session, in your groups. It was nothing taught because they cannot connect.
They can't connect.
They can't relate.
That connecting means finding trusted.
Absolutely.
If we don't trust you, if you don't make sense to us, and you don't speak our language, you're nothing. You're not gonna get our attention. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna become problems in the group. You follow? And we're gonna think that we know everything.
Oh yeah.
Because we'll turn that around and start questioning you.
Oh.
You know?
I curse in my groups. I do.
Well,
I would tell my clients off in a minute, and you would think like, how could you say that to a client? No, it's the respect and rapport that I bring. They know I'm not saying anything to disrespect them, but they
hurt them.
Yeah, but they know I will check them in a minute. Like,
it's our language.
Yeah, it's
that's
our language.
It's hard to say. That's what we need.
It's
because we can smell somebody who nervous. We can smell somebody who don't really know. We can smell somebody who don't want to be there with us. We can smell it. It's like we can smell it. We know. It's them senses. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's because we're people. That's because we're people. We're human beings. We do some bad things, yes. We turn our lives over to disease and have really no control. But some parts of the time, when it comes to the emotional part of us, we want to feel you.
Yeah. And that's the first part. We can go in with logic all we want, but if there's no emotional connection,
that's right.
There's nothing.
We don't want no parts.
And a study did go out where it say, how come African descents do not gel well with Caucasian therapists? I want to explain that it's not that they don't gel well. It's the lifestyles that they grew up with. Some, let me say some, not all. It's no connection there. I'm already thinking you're judging me because I come from a different, maybe social economic class than what you come from.
Yeah.
And now in my head, you may not even be thinking this, but in my head, you may be thinking, oh, this poor little black girl, let me help her get better. Again, it is the irrational thinking that we have, but we also need to know that was history, right? That was a history where we looked at people that didn't look like us as being our savior. Yeah. And we didn't save our own communities.
Right.
So when I look at things in that perspective, it's like, I want you to know when I come in here, I come from the same background you came from.
That's
the only
right.
difference is I decided that I am going to go to school. I'm going to have mentors that is going to educate me so I can come back and give to my community.
Go ahead.
And we can sit up here and bust it up like we this is our language, but we want to get down why you here, and you better not come back to my office again. So, and I have had success rates with those type of clients. So when I have people that don't look like me and they're like, oh, that's just so unprofessional, I say, listen, this is culture. And if you can't understand culture, then you're not going to be a therapist that can, be diverse across all cultures.
All cultures.
And that's just not with Caucasian therapists, but that's also with African American or African descent therapists too, because you need to learn their language as well.
That's right.
So I can't come on, yo, what's up? What's going on? Like, I don't want you. Like they will shut down, and you'll never see them again.
If they don't feel you, they don't feel you.
Absolutely.
And that's a fact. That is really a fact.
Absolutely.
And when you the approach to them is very important. Your approach to us is very important because when I was in rehab, I had a Caucasian lady, I'll never forget her either.
Mm-hmm.
Her name was Sarah, and she was only trying to be nice to me.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, back then we was in that black and white thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't trust, you know,
Mm-hmm.
Caucasian people, white people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So automatically I shut her down and I shut her out. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't trust her just for being white. You know, today is a bit different. You know, my expectations of people is people today.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
I've been there and I felt that and I've done that. You know what I mean? So I can't say that, you know, that's not, you know, true. And then, you know, it was the way her voice sounded. Like she was just better than me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But you get that even from your own
Oh yeah,
ethnic
definitely.
people. Because if a person is in this field of rehabilitation and helping people with a drug and alcohol addiction, you know what I mean? You have to meet that patient where they are.
Absolutely.
You follow? You have to meet that patient where they are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they're going to be in all levels of care.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And for sometimes you can break down before a patient breaks down. Because you might look at that patient and be like,
or that's me.
or that,
Oh,
nah, she look crazy. No, I'm not doing that. She all this, they all that, and they all this. It's not the field for you if you can't come in and meet them halfway. That's what I'm going to say.
It's always times, I'm not even going to lie, it was times that I wanted to be like, hold on, I'll be right back, let me go get my sneakers. Because, you know, they will take you there. They will definitely take you to a point that you be like, the hell with this therapy. Like, let me show you, because we about to transfer from talk therapy to physical therapy.
Yeah, but the thing of that is when you get these jobs.
Yes.
This is all you should know all this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? In your trainings, you know, in all of this, in signing papers saying I'll do this, I'll take this. Understood, but you can't hit a client. You can't really call a client a bitch or anything. You know, you wrong when you do that, and they know how to manipulate
The
that.
customer is
They'll
always
make you
right.
that's right. You know, you got to be ready for this when you going in. You know what I mean? You know, so I mean, for us, you know, as addicts, I'd have been called more names than a little bit. They call me names. They do all of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but for me, I look at it at sticks and stones to break my bones, but names don't hurt me. But if you don't have a heart of caring and concern for addicts and alcoholics, you're in the wrong field. Far as what I'm saying, this is how I feel about that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I don't judge them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I already know that the disease is vicious.
Mm-hmm.
I already know that it's cunning, baffling, and powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Being an addict myself. Now, if you're not an addict, a drug and alcohol, a drug and alcoholic, you will see things differently.
Mm-hmm.
I see it all the time. You'll see things differently. You know what I mean? And they could smell it.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Like they can sense it.
Oh yeah.
We can sense that. They don't come in there like you this and you that, because they're going to put you through the test. But you have to keep your professionalism, because you have to meet the patient, the client, whatever you want to call them, halfway. You know what I mean? As they are, because they have no control of what they do. But you would be a person that would, not you, but you know, a person who doesn't have the experience, like coming out of school. Yeah, you can read them books, you can do all you want to do. This is just my thoughts for it. You know what I mean? But coming into the real action of it, it's just like enlisting in the service, you know what I'm saying? Because you coming to give service, you know what I'm saying? And it's not going to be, you know, all peaches and cream. You're going to see all kinds of different people with different, not just a drug and alcohol addiction, but like you said, in your field, the mental health.
Yes.
Like you said, with the psych. You know what I mean? And I'm not a mental health counselor. I'm not a psych counselor, but I'm a drug and alcohol counselor. And that's what I know best and do best. You know what I mean? But I've learned through trainings over the years that you know how to deal with a person that has mental health. Now, a person with mental health got to be taken care of first.
That's the thing here. When we talk about DNA and mental health, they say do it together. that is very rare that you can do that together.
It's very hard.
And it's very hard because I don't see a client until, if I have a client that's schizo, you think I'm going to put myself in harm's way to do counseling and this client is schizo? No. Medical need to step in first, see what's going on, because perhaps this client needs to be medicated.
That's right.
Before counseling can start.
Right.
I come in there and I say one thing wrong, I can get hurt in the process. And I can't blame that client. Right? Because it's mental health.
It's mental health.
And that's one thing that I have learned over the years of being a therapist. We can talk about anxiety. We can talk about depression. I think the world got anxiety and depression, right?
It's in everybody.
Yes.
Some way or another. Yeah.
But we also need to understand we have people that is schizoaffective. We have people that are bipolar. We have people that...
not even bipolar.
Yeah, we have these people. And then when you add drugs to the mix, it enhances those effects that they are having.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
They stop taking their medication.
They stop taking their meds.
Because the drugs is now taking over. It's like one monster is killing the other monster to take over, right?
Yeah.
So these clients come in and, they need compassion, but they also need a reality lesson right quick.
Oh, absolutely. That's coming along. Yeah, that's coming along with it, yeah.
So when we talk about things such as mental health, the underlying cause of addiction is mental health. That's all it is. Clients come in, and some of them not trying to get high. And people need to understand that when it's addiction, they are trying to escape what's bothering them. So if I do drugs, if I drink alcohol, I am not in this reality. I'm numb to whatever hurts me. And guess what? When I sober up, I'm going to do it again because that pain is still there.
The pain is crucial.
Yeah.
The pain is crucial. And I share that with them, with addicts, especially to the families that have loved ones that are dealing with this type of situation. That if the person is dealing with mental health, it's not one voice they hear. It may be two or three. You know what I mean? I know the voice of addiction, of drugs and alcohol, but they hearing a whole nother entity of voices. You know what I'm saying? And like she's saying, they crash, and there's two things that can't work together, can't live together. You know what I mean? Because it makes the problem worse. And when they do come into treatment, the first thing they do get is to see the doctor, then the psychologist. You know what I mean? So that they can be, seen to see if they need to have medication. And 9 out of 10, majority of the people that comes into these facilities are on medications. And if they are off their medications, like you said, it's 5 times harder to get to them through the pain and the voices.
I had to talk to nurses and doctors as well because I might have clients on MAT. For those who don't know what MAT is, that is like Suboxone and methadone that curbs the cravings. But they are...
Like you said, curbs.
Yes.
It just makes them forget that they're in pain, basically.
And they over-medicate them. So now when they're in groups, they nodding off, and they're like, Q, it's the medicine. Okay, now that I know it's the medication, let's go visit the nurse, because we're just substituting you being on street drugs to something that a doctor is now prescribing. We want you to remain comfortable, but you also need to know that medication is not the key to fix everything.
That's true.
It's a conjunction of talk therapy. It's a conjunction of medication. What happens if you don't have medical tomorrow and you can't get your meds? Guess what? You're going to convert back to who you were.
You're going to go backwards.
Absolutely. So, you will have the power trip between nurses and counselors. Oh, you don't tell me my job. It's not me telling you your job. I know you know your job very well. But what I'm telling you is, if this client is overly medicated, they're not hearing nothing that I am saying at this moment.
Right.
So therefore, it becomes a conflict with my job because they're overly medicated. So I'm asking, in a humble way, reevaluate this client.
Well, I can agree with that. Some clients are over-medicated, but some clients pretend to be that sick as well. You know what I mean? So when they go in and they act this way and act that way, you know, the doctor's gonna give them what they think they should have. The psych doctor's gonna give them what she thinks they're gonna have to, and look at, you know, in their charts, because 9 out of 10, most of these clients done been in several places.
Oh yes, definitely.
You know, and all doctors are not the same.
No.
You know, I always say to me, doctors is yours deal with something.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? I believe that true from the heart, just with experiences myself. But in the drug and alcohol field, things are different. Because they bring, you know, like you said, most people are coming in with mental health. Most people are coming in with psychiatric treatment. You know, they don't have any place to put them. You know, so they just put us all together with or without the experience, you know, of knowing what we're doing. And like I said, every facility has a department. You got nursing, you got to have a doctor, you got to have a psych doctor.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So even if that client is, no, clients know how, let me make this clear. An addict knows how to get what we call a milkshake done. They know what medications can make them feel as if they were still out in the street using.
Oh yeah.
You know, so it's just not the facility all the time. I have to say that. And then if you don't know about it, they're gonna teach each other about it. Because see, they know everything. They doctor, lawyers, Indian chiefs. They think they know everything in this world of addiction. They do. You know what I mean? We become experts. You follow what I'm saying? So we know how to manipulate. We know how to act. We know how to put on a show. We know how to get what we want. You follow what I'm saying? But still, the point that I hear you saying is, you know, the communication in the facility itself with all departments.
Yeah.
I think we all go through that.
And it's a burnout as
It
well.
is. It is.
So
it's rough.
if you're not experiencing drug and alcohol, you will burn out immediately. You think you're doing all I'm here for the clients. You're enabling the clients.
You're enabling them. Yeah.
Because they'll come to you and they do staff splitting all the time. Like,
hey, Chrissy.
Oh, so-and-so said I can't do this. Okay, well, let me follow up. They're just going to tell you what I'm just telling you. Maybe there's a reason why they told you that, right? So we also need to be...
I always say, who is they?
Yeah.
Who is they? They'll come with that in a minute. Now, they said that you're supposed to do and such. Well, who is they?
I think what they don't understand is that the frontal lobe of the brain is impact.
It's impact, I agree.
So when the frontal lobe that controls your behavior, controls your decision making,
that's right,
is impacted.
I call it the matrix.
Yes.
I say it's all in the matrix. See how she's explaining it? I explained it in our language. It's the matrix. The brain is broke up into little pieces and is up there like this. And it's all over the place, and you can't connect with it to put it where it needs to be. So you'll be what you're going to be.
Absolutely. So the frontal lobe is so, like, it's childlike now.
Yeah.
So you can say, why are you acting like a child? Because that is where it's at right now. The decision making is not of a sound decision making at this point, right?
That's right.
So I tell clients, like, look, here's the study. I can break it down to you, but you can have, let's say, a year clean. The minute that you relapse, your time start over, because the brain can regenerate itself.
It'll go back to where it left off.
But it takes 2 years for this to get back into order.
But in recovery, we say it takes a lifetime. I've been clean a whole lot of years, and I'm still working on things. You follow what I'm saying? I may have that ability, you know, to work and to not use drugs and to do things, but my thinking is always thinking, and my thinking has to be changed in order for me to stay clean. You know what I'm saying? You know, so for some people, I mean, I'm gonna say professionally to say that is one thing, but to live it
is
another thing.
Absolutely.
And this is where we get misjudged. You know, that's why we have recovery people. That's why we have NA and AA. You know what I mean? This is the scientific way on what they come up with to say this is that and this is that. Yes, it is. You know what I mean? But as an addict ourselves, we go a little deeper than that. And we got to fight a little harder than that. You know what I'm saying? To keep our brains, to get our brains back where they need to be. It's not simple.
Yeah, the personalities of a person that is an addict, I like to say recovering addict, but
that's right.
Their personalities, it will never be a dull moment with a person that is recovering from drugs or alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
I love drug and alcohol for a reason, because when I come in, I'm already expecting a day of excitement.
Oh, you
That's
know what's
getting
going
ready to happen, right? I
You
know,
got that
right? I just love it. I don't know, maybe it's something wrong with my brain.
That's wrong with your brain. It's reality, honey. It's reality, because we got something for you.
So
we got something for you.
It's a beautiful thing when you see clients start to say, okay, I can do this, right? So
it's beautiful.
It's the most beautiful thing.
It's beautiful when you see a person who wants it,
and
because it's not easy to get there
No.
to even want it. You know, that's the thing. You know what I mean? It's hard for us. That matrix is just like dishes up there.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's hard, but we got to go through pain
Absolutely.
to be able to start getting any type of gain. And that pain is vicious.
Yeah. And when I talk about mental health, you know, mental health is something I know all about. I struggled with end-stage renal failure. I was living my best life, get a call from the doctor, and the doctor tell me, stop what you're doing and get to the hospital now. Like, hold on, wait, I just had a checkup. Why you up here to go to the hospital? Like, you the doctor, right? Get to the, they said, the lady said on the phone, she said, lady, your creatinine is 12. So, for those who don't know what a creatinine is, a creatinine tells you the function of your kidneys at this point. And the normal one is a 0.5 to 1, and I'm at a 12.
Wow.
They said, we can't understand why you are walking and talking. Like,
It's funny you said that. When I had COVID last, y'all, my kidney, I had to do the same thing. Mine was up to like a 6. That's why they kept me in the hospital to bring it down. And that wasn't good. So what you was working on, girl, that was near death.
So I'm driving, and I'm like, hey, the doctor don't do nothing, right? I'm cool. Like, he just told me that I would have been on the ground asking for God to heal me,
how
right?
you walking?
Right? So we get there, and the doctor come in. They sent the paperwork to the emergency room, and she says, yeah, we think it's a false reading too, because you shouldn't be, walking.
That's just like coming in with a fever 100, what is it, 107.
So I plopped up with the stretcher on my phone, like, yeah, because I gotta go to work tomorrow. Like, this don't make no sense. Like,
you ain't in no belief right now.
And I wasn't. I didn't. And the doctor said they did the test, and they said it's 12. So I'm admitted already, like, into the hospital. And here I am, they're giving me solution liquids to try to reverse the kidney failure. Next thing I know, the kidney doctor come in. And Indian lady, I never forget, and she's so no facial expression,
like
nothing. They like,
you're going to have to get this thing, or whatever, That you got a real,
she said, I'm sorry, but you're an end-stage renal failure. Well, for a person that got anxiety, you just told me I'm about to die. So then I'm on the phone crying, talking about, I hope you got my life insurance ready. I'm about to die. The lady was like, I didn't say that. Like, well, lady, the way you approach it, you pretty much said it's a done deal for me.
Yes.
Right? So I sat up there, and I'm like, they said, well, you're not having no symptoms. We're going to discharge you, go home. And I'll never forget, that was like around the Thanksgiving time. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm going home. The minute they told me I was sick, that's when sickness started to happen, right? I developed what they call toxicity within the blood. That means that the kidneys are not filtering. So everything that is in my system is now backing up, which caused me to vomit. Like, the smell of something would make me vomit. I had to pull over my car and throw up on the side of the road. I'm telling you, it was so bad. I'm running back and forth to the bathroom. It was at a point that I said, I'm just going to lay on this bathroom floor because I know it's coming again.
And that's another thing about being sick, right? When you sick, your whole brain shifts. It shifts, especially when you don't know what it is. It shifts on you. So a lot of the fear, a lot of the anxiety and all that stuff start popping up. You know what I'm saying? In your head. And sometimes we make ourselves sicker. You know what I'm saying? I know I've done it. I made myself sicker because it's like they saying they don't know. Now you know, now I don't know, what am I dying? That's the first thing we come to. What am I dying? You know, is something going on? You know what I mean? And you get a lot of that. We get a lot of that.
So I'm sitting here, I'm vomiting, and then I start losing. I started losing weight. That started to happen. And then all of a sudden the doctor said, you know what, we were going to wait until after the Thanksgiving holiday to perform the peritoneal surgery. And that's for like a tube that sticks in your belly for you to start dialysis. They said I was too young for the chemo. So they said, we want you to have a full life. So we will give you the peritoneal. You'll just have to do it overnight.
Right.
So I go in. I'm like, okay. No anti-vomiting medication that you gave would stop me from vomiting.
Vomiting up.
So the doctor came in and said, there's so much toxic in your blood at this point.
Wow.
So we have no
And you never felt it?
And I have not
you
felt
never felt this sickness coming on or anything?
Until they told me, one of the doctors said, did you have like a belching egg? I said, yeah, but I eat eggs every day, so I didn't think too much of it. I thought maybe it was eggs, right? So they do the surgery, and at that time, I lost my kidneys to diabetes because I was diabetic.
Wow.
Juvenile diabetic. So my sugar was at a normal range when I went into surgery. I come back, my sugar is 498. I wake up from my endocrinologist is in my face like this, and I'm like, she's like, what did you eat? I said, nothing. And I'm in pain. Where's the drugs? That's what I told her.
Yeah, take this pain away.
So they started me on an insulin drip. But the thing was, I had no food in my system. So the insulin drip that you give me, it is going to drop my sugar down. God is always great.
He's a powerful God. You hear that?
Because
He's a powerful God.
I'm numb from the anesthesia, and now my sugar is dropping, so I don't feel nothing. My mother and my sister come in, and they say, moms know. I'm not a mother, so I don't know. My mom looked me in the eyes and said, go get the nurse now.
Something's wrong.
Yeah, something is wrong. And she said, check her sugar immediately. My sugar was 20. And I'm sitting up here. All I know is the nurse dashed out the room, and she go get a D5 bag, which is sugar water, and hook it up, and get this orange juice and start pouring sugar. And here I am, because I'm numb from the anesthesia, just sipping it like it's nothing. And she's like, no, keep drinking. And eventually the sugar came up. But the thing was that I was still diabetic, and now I have this thing in my belly. I'm already a person that had clinically anxiety and depression. So when the doctor came in the next day, the one that performed the surgery, she said, oh, it was touch and go.
Girl, lady, talking about
touch and go. You mean to tell me I almost died on this table? She said, oh, no, that's not what I meant. I think you better, you got a whole college degree.
What do you mean? You know,
pick better terms, because I will discharge my damn self and leave. So, she wanted to show me my insides. I don't want to see that, lady. Thank you, though. But as the time go by, I had to check out of school, because I started to develop fluid within my lungs. And it took every 5 steps felt like I walked a mile.
Wow.
It was so much fluid that was building up. I had high blood pressure. They had me on 10 different blood pressure medications. I was 32 at that time.
Okay.
So I was pretty young. So, the worst thing was when I had to take a medical withdrawal from school. And I say this, I took a medical withdrawal from school because my professor told me, look, I know you're sick. You need to go get your medical right and then come back. Because otherwise I'm going to have to grade you accordingly.
What does grade mean?
Mean like my grades. My grades were declining.
Oh, you're talking about at school?
Yes.
I'm still on the medical thing, girl.
So, just to make a long story short, I done went through having a stroke because I didn't know, and I laid in the house for 2 days without knowing that I had a stroke.
Wow.
And I thought it was food poisoning because I'm like, I ordered something, it might have not agreed with me. And the third day, I'm like, wait a minute, this is not food poisoning. It's time for you to go to the hospital. And they said you had a stroke.
Wow.
Again, same way I didn't know that I had kidney failure was the same I didn't know I had a stroke. Being a diabetic, the bleeding in my eyes, the nerves in my eyes, it busts. So now I'm blind. I can't see. I went even blind, not seeing these things. So when we talk about mental health, I am the spokesperson for mental health. I was 302.
Wow.
Because again, we talk about therapy, and here this lady hold the carrot for me to get a transplant.
Wow.
They want you to see a therapist.
Right.
But I don't connect with you. Please don't come in here and be like, oh, I don't need that. What I need is a sense of direction on how can I get out of this.
Okay.
Understand, when people go through depression and anxiety, it's like their day never ends. Everybody is walking fast paced and they are slow motion every day. And it's not that they want to be in that mental mind space. It's they have no way out. They don't know how.
It's kind of like that tunnel I talk about.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
It's like a tunnel. You know how you got in, then the storm comes, but you see the way to get out, but you can't get out.
You can't get out. You can't. They kicked me off the transplant list.
Wow.
Because they said I was non-compliant. And honestly,
but you're going through mental health. You're going through mental health,
right? I have this case. I mean, this social worker, Caucasian. She's like, "Well, Q, you gotta do it. I know these are the things that I gotta do for you to have a degree, and you can't see that there is something that is preventing me to do the right thing. Stop yelling because I can't take this."
That's all up in your head.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they're driving you like an anxiety, real high anxiety.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I know these things. I got kicked out of school. Now they put me on clonidine. And clonidine is strong. It's a strong drug because it makes you sleepy. I can't perform my task at work now.
Right.
I take this medication. It's supposed to control my blood pressure, but it is also not going to cause me to do my job.
Right.
So now I got to come out of work. That's more depression. You're taking everything away from me because I'm sick at this point. Look at my weight now. When I was sick, I was 105 pounds. Like,
wow.
I was skinny. I had raccoon eyes. Like,
I'm beautiful now.
Thank you.
Girl, you look beautiful now. I'll tell you that.
And I put people through hell. Like, because I didn't know how to process that anger. So everybody is in my wrath. Just think of a hurricane.
Yeah,
I am going to blow everybody that's in my path away, right? And it came to a point that I had a girlfriend that went to school my age. She lost her kidneys to lupus, and I started to lean on her. Because
that's what I have. I have lupus.
Yeah. The stigma is that, only older folks get kidney failure. That was the stigma. Like, that's what you think. Same way that with strokes, you only think that older folks get strokes.
Nah.
Yeah.
Babies can have strokes.
Yeah. And that's the reality change. No, baby. Look where you at. Derek took a case manager / social worker that was of the dialysis team.
Right.
And I pride myself chasing all social workers. I'm like, you can't handle me. Bye. They brought in a Top Gun, 30 years of experience, and told me, look, if you think you're going to run me out of here, you got another thing coming, right? I know what you about. And she pulled all these resources out for me.
Go ahead.
Put me in groups where it was people my age.
You was feeling her.
Yeah.
She was there with care.
Yeah, she was there with care and compassion.
Right.
She
and
literally
compassion,
sat there. I never forget, I never had a social worker that got on her knees and looked me eye to eye and say, I'm here to help you.
Go ahead.
Right? So now I'm looking at her different. Like, this is different. So, like, these resources, she will call and make sure that I'm okay. Like,
but God, y'all.
Yeah,
but God.
My social security disability, she handled all that. Like, all I had to do was was come in and sign the papers. That's it. Like, but she had 30 years within the field, and it was like, I don't know if I would have made it through this without her. Not saying I didn't have family, but
I understand what you're saying.
She gave me a whole.
That's different though.
Yeah,
that's two different levels.
Yeah,
family and finding somebody who can understand you.
Oh yes.
And know what to do and help you figure out what to do.
Oh yeah, it was the most incredible thing that happened to me going in this. So while I'm having the stroke, I was determined to graduate. I wasn't going to stop. So from the hospital bed, I'm on the camera, and I remember the professor said you can turn your camera off. I'm laying in the hospital bed. Oh yeah, I'm here. Don't worry. Like, and I submitted my work in.
Go ahead.
From the hospital bed. I never forget the doctor sitting out at the counter. Like, can we go in now? I got 30 more minutes. Come back. Like. Right, because that was my determination to get through this. I'm not going to let this beat me because I got it now.
Got to go through it to get through it.
Yes.
That's right.
So, I went through it, and I came, there's something we call the 5 stages of grief, right? And I came to acceptance. And at that point, I was like, you know what? My brother was having a baby. And I'm like, God, if you just let me see my nephew.
There it is.
Born,
I was waiting for that. God, I was waiting for it. Because he's the only one that can do this.
If you just let me see my nephew be born in this world, everything else doesn't matter anymore, right? Well, God had his receiver off the line.
Already taking care of you anyway.
Please. Like, I ain't listening to you right now. And I never forget, first in November, when I went, because finding a neuro doctor is like a needle in a haystack. When the doctors looked at the scans, they told you this was a TIA, which is a minor stroke.
Right. You
had a full-blown stroke.
Wow.
Like, what the hell? And you walking, you don't have nothing. I'm saying, yeah, I'm fine. Like, I can remember, like, and people, when you're a spiritual person, I'm firmly believing there was times that I seen shadows in my room. I seen people standing in my room. When I was in a hospital, I never forget, there was a white robe in my room or whatnot. And what I did was look at it, turn right back over, and went to sleep. So when I tell people, like, there was a moments in my life that I knew that I was already covered. The ancestors was already watching over me. God sent them, right?
Hallelujah. Go ahead, girl.
Because I could have went to sleep that night and never woke up.
That's right.
So I'm a firm believer, sunrise, sunset.
Go ahead.
So my thing was, okay, my nephew is going to be born. It is my time now, right? Well, he was born December 3rd of 2021. I got the phone call December 3rd at 2 a.m. in the morning. You're scheduled 1 on a transplant list.
Wow.
And I'm like,
I tell you, but God, y'all, I'm telling you that.
I'm like, huh? What do you mean? What? You sure this is, I'm not a standby? They're like, no, you're scheduled 1. The doctor,
amen.
The doctor is going in now to remove the organs. And
they sending them hearts for you, baby. Go ahead.
Thank you. And here's the thing about that situation. Like, I give honor because someone had to die for me to live again. Go ahead. Right?
Yes.
So, this always get me kind of emotional when I talk about it.
Well, get emotional because look, that's real.
So
you got me sitting up there with tears.
So, it's like this individual was 29 years old and went brain dead. So I always think about the family that had that tough decision to pull the life support on their loved one, right? So there's never a day that don't go by that I don't say thank you. Thank you to the family, and thank you to, God and the people that surrounded me when I couldn't even walk.
Wow.
Right?
It's like a walking miracle.
Yeah,
your story is powerful.
Oh, it gets better. It gets better. I schedule 1 on this, I'm like, well, this machine ain't done until 11 o'clock. They say, go ahead and separate yourself from the machine. We need you to be here at 11 a.m. I I've never been early for nothing in my life.
Yeah.
That day, I arrived 5 minutes before that time, and they said they couldn't do the surgery.
Wow.
And the reason why they couldn't do the surgery is because my potassium was too high.
Okay.
And they said that's dangerous going into surgery.
Right.
So they said we got to put a tube in your neck. Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh.
Okay, God, now you playing with me, right? Like, they said, look, we either do that or you can't get the kidney.
Wow.
So now I'm like, all right, well, I'm about to scream to the heavens because I know this is getting ready to hurt. Like, so they did what they did. They put it in, and I go into hemodialysis because that's the fastest way to bring it down. And it was successful.
So you was all on dialysis.
Oh,
and
yes,
everything else.
yes.
Y'all hear this?
I had a double transplant.
I love this.
Ouch!
I love this. Ouch!
Yes,
I'm telling you.
I had these things that happened to me, and then surgery was scheduled at 3:30, but it had to be pushed to 9:30. And I never forget my surgeon, Southern white man, but he had this white jacket on and he had said Black Lives Matter.
Wow.
So like, okay, God, I see what you're doing now. You playing right?
He right there with you. You know what I mean?
So,
covering you.
yeah, so
just covering you.
He came in, and to this day, the most happiest doctor, and he was like, oh, I can do this with my eyes closed. And I'm like, thank you, sir, but don't do it on me.
Don't close your eyes. It's closed.
I gotta get out of here.
Hey, man, I know that's right.
So the anesthesiologist is there, and I'm like asking all these questions, and like, well, tell me this, like, certain drugs can cross the brain barrier, so how can you put me to sleep? And I never forget that. It's like, when you get better, you do the research and then let us know what you find. Like,
right.
So I guess they got tired of me asking questions. That was my anxiety. Yeah, but that was also my anxiety,
I understand right? That, yeah. Gotta ask questions.
And I remember the nurse came in, oh, honey, I'm going to give you something to make you feel better. Well, the next time I woke up, it was 6:30 a.m., 9.5 hours of surgery done. Like, wow. And even that was a test because the typical time that you spend in a hospital for pancreatic kidney transplant is 14 days. I wound up spending 6 weeks because I had complications afterwards. Okay. My heart rate was pumping, and no narcotic that can be chemically made would stop me from vomiting. So the body was actually fighting against each other. Right? Yeah. So I'm sick or whatnot. And I never forget, my last statement was I said, you know what? If this what it means to be in a place where I need this kidney, I'd rather die. Like, wow. My family will be fine. Let them grieve, go on. That was a selfish moment for myself, right? Because I was
listen to this testimony.
I was so tired of being in pain. Like, I'm throwing up. My heart rate was at 190, 200. They're giving me drugs to make the heart rate go down. But there was no narcotic that can stop that. And I never forget, my last words before whatever the doctor gave me caused me to pass out was, God, if this is the way that I have to live to go through this, I'm ready to come home. I'm done. The next day I woke up, my heart rate was down to 80. I didn't have no symptoms of like throwing up. No. Everything was gone. Like, they didn't have to come in and give me narcotics.
Tell me about it.
When I tell you, like, I don't lie about anything. That was my last thing I said before I went to sleep. The next day, I didn't have to, I looked at my heart rate, it was at 80, and I did not feel no symptoms of throwing up anymore. They would come in, check on me, everything, and it's like, can you eat? No, we're not going to start you on food, hard food. And I was just drinking Inshores at that time because I lost so much weight. But I remember when I could eat, being diabetic, my doctor said, what would you like? The first thing I said, I want chocolate cake and ice cream. That's what I wanted. Like, I'm not diabetic no more. I want chocolate cake and ice cream. That's exactly what I want.
Wow.
And he made sure he got it. Jefferson Hospital was one of the best hospitals. and still is to this day. Like,
Beautiful.
so I say all these things when I'm doing therapy with my clients.
Sharing your story.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I tell them, I may not have struggled with addiction. It's been around me my whole life.
Right. Okay.
But what I can
Well, that's
tell
struggling.
you,
That's part of struggling.
but what
Not for self, but just as a child, being around it.
But what I can tell you is that my struggles is similar to your struggles.
Yeah, like you said, it is.
Had I gave up that fight, my mother would be burying me.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing my mom said, I will not bury you, you will bury me.
Yeah.
So I had to fight. In 2022 of May, the president read my speech at Lincoln University.
Go ahead.
And I walked across the stage, degree confirmed, with my bachelor's, with credits to my master's degree.
Well, ain't God good?
So, you know, the fight of addiction, if addiction was so easy, everybody be on a road.
Everybody be on, that's right.
Right.
That's right. You're so right.
So, you know, these are some things that I share with people because they need to understand. Like,
the power of it.
It's so great. And then
the power of it.
When you could say I'm recovered and I tell them this is a relay race. This is not, it's me. I did this by myself. Guess what? You may have got attached to me as your therapist, but my time now has stopped. I taught you what you need to know. If you are sincere in recovery, there will be another person waiting to walk with you the next way.
That's right. And because see, one helps the next.
That's it.
One helps the next.
Each
Absolutely.
one will
Everything you're
one.
saying is like still in the same category as recovery.
That's it.
You know, you said, what did you say, the five stages of what?
The 5 stages of grief.
The 5 stages of grief, y'all. We have the 5 stages of change.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because these cycles work pretty much the same in belief.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So yes, it's a lot of connection to both. They're really hearing you on here. I want to come across some of the statements that's being made and sent out to you. Hey Joe and Patrice, Kim Ritchie, Priscilla, Sylvia, all of them are on here to support you. Sophia, what's that? Fazia, Fazia Belgraves, Sharon, what's up, Sharon? Chanel, hey Chanel, seeing you in a minute. Sharon Dixon, Levette, Keisha Tide, she's a minister as well. You know what I mean? As well as Patrice Tide is on here. Hey Amira, she's a therapist too. Mary works in the facility of drug and alcohol. She's a nurse, excellent nurse. So much care, concern, and compassion. The patients love her. You know what I mean? Because they sense and know that she keeps it real. You know what I mean? She definitely keeps it real. You know, I done sent it all the way back down. Hey Wanda and Coretta. Coretta was on here talking about mental health and depression as well. So I know she hearing you. She said congratulations to you. Stacy Love, same thing. You know what I mean? She said, praise God, not only it wasn't your time, but God.
Yeah.
But God, she's saying. Cynthia, hey, Cint, we outside, girl, on the couch. That's my girl. You follow? She said, peace and love. Coretta, again, she said, you're a walking miracle.
Thank you.
And Michelle Smoke, hey, Michelle, how you doing? Couch waiting for you, girl. Couch waiting for you. Another good one. You know, she's watching. And Avera said, God will work it out for you. God will work it out, for he knows you haven't finished your work. She said, you are in your ministry. Because I'm telling you, you're giving it up right now, honey. Even if it's a job, there are all kinds of ministries. Keep up the good work.
I have seen so many things.
Give those hearts on that. That was beautiful, Avera.
I have so many things that I can say, and we'll be all night.
Girl, we got enough time. You can come on here again. You know, like I said, y'all ain't got to come on here once. You can come on here as many times as you want, because you can't tell it all in an hour. You just can't do it, because it's been such an adventure through life. You know what I mean? And it don't happen overnight. Girl, I'll be all day. If I told my whole story, everything about it, you know what I mean? I'll be on this thing for probably 2 weeks straight, or more.
I don't look at myself because I don't look at myself as a therapist. I look at myself as a healer.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, so being a healer is so different, right?
Mm-hmm.
I decided that I'm opening up my own recovery house.
Oh, beautiful.
Because
beautiful.
From what I'm seeing with recovery houses, and this is no shade to others that do have recovery houses, but how do you expect a client to get a job in 2 weeks after getting out, we want them to remain sober, right?
Well, a lot of people with those recovery houses, honey, and this is no disrespect to it, as I say like this: if the shoe fits, wear it. If it don't, let it fly.
Right.
That's what I even say to my clients. You know what I mean? And a lot of people know that it's money.
Yeah.
You know, it's all about the Benjamins and a little bit of everything now in this recovery field. You know what I'm saying? So everybody and anybody is getting recovery houses and halfway houses and everything they're doing because it's a lot of money. It's a lot of us that's out here sick. You understand what I'm saying? But it's also a lot of us like that tension that I agree with you on that somewhat, because that tension that you put on that person, it's not like you could just walk up and go get a job. You know what I'm saying? But they want their rent, they want their money. You know what I'm saying? And the caring and the concern, if anything, you should have places where you can take them, as far as I'm concerned, to receive a job. You know what I mean? People who's in the same caring, concern field. You know what I mean? Like you can always go to, what is that? The Acme Market. They hire right off, but mostly. Walmarts, they hire all. What's that? The bougie one. The red with the little puppy on it. What's his name? Target. You know, places like that. Some of them are not prejudiced towards that. And they hire, you know what I mean? You have people who have self-owned businesses that will hire. You know what I'm saying? But everybody, they send them everywhere. They send them to places where they're not qualified. They're not,
So being a therapist or healer, I'm doing biopsychosocials, right?
Right.
How do you expect a client that haven't graduated from high school, probably have never had a job, to say, go get a job? Some of them can't even read.
Some of them don't even have a diploma.
Yeah. And that's the thing that I want people to understand. If you call yourself a person that wants to do recovery, for people that are struggling, you have to have the mindset to open up all avenues.
Go ahead.
And my thing is, my recovery house, and it's just not mine because I'm a co-owner, but I want programs put in place.
Go ahead.
I just set up there.
But see, to me, it's like they taking programs out of place.
I'm going to bring them back.
Go ahead. That's what we need.
That's what I'm going to do.
I'm on your side.
Because programs need to come back.
Absolutely.
There should be job readiness programs. If they choose to go get their GED or anything like that, that should be available for them.
That's one of the first things they should be learning. They should be getting some education so that they can go out there and find a job. They used to do that. They used to have all these things in treatment, but a lot of what they need are just not there anymore.
It's not there. It's not there.
I agree with you 100%.
I have wrote a compelling grant for the Opioid Settlement Fund. Hopefully God bless me to get that because I have so many ideas of where we can take this, and I'm not doing this by myself because unity is in numbers. So we have people that got the skills in. Hey, I could find this person a job. Reentry programs. The best thing, and people need to understand, when people come from jail or whatnot, their struggle is, I want to integrate back into society,
but I can't get
but I can't because they keep smacking a whip up on me because I created this problem. If you want the person to heal, stop reminding them of what they've done.
That's right.
So they can heal.
Go ahead,
give
girl.
them a chance.
Go ahead, girl. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
I'm loving this.
Just give them a chance. So when we're talking about like programs being enrolled, why not? We need men programs. That's something we need.
Talk about
because the same way that we say that women do not open up around men, if I had been sexually molested by a man,
I don't want to sit and tell a man this.
I was sexually molested.
Absolutely.
But we also need to be mindful that men have been sexually molested.
That's right. And most men, is Christy your aunt?
Yeah, that's my aunt.
Hey, Chrissy. She see ya.
Yeah. So we sit in
That's right. Men don't have their pride is in their way.
Mm-hmm.
But you have some men, you know, that come in and they might share about their molestation,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and things. And then you have the other men that make them feel like they punks. That's what they call them.
Yeah.
He a punk. He a faggot. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Because it's ignorance that goes along with this too.
Ignorance.
We have
is-
no, yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
right. We have no compassion for the next person
Mm-hmm.
because they can't share.
And we also
They can't take that inventory on self and share it.
But
you know,
we can also talk about, same way we say women have daddy issues, men
Mm-hmm.
have mommy issues.
That's right.
So if you talk about establishing this healthy relationship, I don't know what a healthy relationship looked like because I didn't have that with my mother.
Mm-hmm.
So guess what? Everything, when I grow up, it travels into my intimate.
That's right.
My
That's
intimate
right.
relationship.
That's right.
We need programs where men therapists come in and they sit. And when I say men therapists, they need to be culturally sensitive.
That's right.
Because I'm telling you, in the black community,
I'm loving this. This is powerful, girl.
some black men are so lost at this point. And guess what happened? That blood spills over to the younger generation of men. And if we call them protectors and kings and they need to protect us,
That's right.
then we need to have the sensitive understanding that we need to support them in ways that we're not beating them down,
Go ahead.
but we're also
Lifting
elevating
them
them
up. Lifting
and
them
checking
up.
them
Elevating them.
if
That's
they
right.
think that they're going to run over us.
That's
in
right.
a sense.
That's right. And put them in check.
And put them in
To
check.
let them know, yeah, because you got to have that. You got to have
And
that.
it's all about love. That's all it is. It's all about love. Because who got us if we don't got us?
That's right. And then you know, like in my field, you know, they'll try to have that pride at one minute, but you know what? They always get you on a one-on-one moment.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll share and they'll tell you things. They become your best friend.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They become your best friend. You got the ones that are not there, but you got a whole lot of them that is.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't have it there for them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And this is what they need. That's called treatment. They need treatment. You know what I mean?
We have lost our community.
Hey.
That's what happened.
But it was built to do that.
Yeah, of course.
It was built to do
That's
that.
a whole nother
Don't forget
topic.
that one. That's a whole nother. That's
Right.
a whole nother episode.
Yeah.
But it's built to do that.
Yeah,
That's why the
absolutely.
jails are full. That's why the neighborhoods are poisoned. That's why all these things we have so much easy access to get to. Most of the dads is going anyway.
Yeah.
And then their dads was going.
Mm-hmm.
And then their dads was going. Can I go on and on and on?
And-
With the other dads and dads and
and
dads
then
was
it
going.
leaves the community, it leaves women to not be protected.
To not be
and,
protected.
And guess what? Here you got this stigma on, the reason why this is happening because this is happening. No, the reason why this is happening because it was a system designed for this to happen.
Go ahead.
You put men in jail and then you expect them to get jobs when they get out of here, knowing that they got a record.
And they put them down. You know, if you're a felon, you can't work.
Or you paying them $13 an hour and he got 3 kids
How
that
he
he
gonna
got to take care of.
How he gonna take care?
Make that make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, if you try harder.
Mm-hmm.
I always say this, and this is not. If it
Well, we
doesn't-
always had to grind. Y'all know that. We always had to grind.
If it doesn't apply, let it fly.
Go
But
ahead.
what I will say is that black people had to do twice the work to get half the reward. So when someone tells me, well, all you got to do is try harder, I laugh now. Because, baby, you don't know what I had to do to get here.
That's right.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And you can call me spicy. You can call me, this the stigma of the angry, aggressive black woman.
That's the first thing they'll say, too.
I have the right to be who I am.
That's right.
But you better understand, when I walk in
She
that
putting
room,
the thing down.
I walk in that room with 1,000 of my ancestors in the back of me and let you... I know the mindset that you have is, look at this dumb black girl. No, baby. It's no dumb black girl here because I've been taught and mentored by the best. I didn't come a statistic of my community. I elevated above my community so I could come back and teach my community.
Go ahead.
So I'm telling you, like, life will do twists and turns and make you see things that will beat you down.
Go ahead.
But when someone thinks that you can talk to me any type of way,
ain't gonna happen.
I'm going to shut it down immediately. Because I'm not going to come off with the emotional response that you're looking for. I'm going to give you logics and sass at the same time. And you will know next time, she's a smart one. Don't play with her.
That's right.
So, you know, I always say these things, and I want my community to understand that too. Yes, you can make money in a recovery house, but if your prime focus is to make money, then you're not going to make money.
And you're not helping people. You're not helping the people that you put the house up.
No, you're not.
Exactly.
You're not going to help them at all. Because the goal is that when they come to a recovery house, they should get all the resources they need. They're here for a moment, but they're going to get the resources so they can go out and be able to stand for themselves, their family, and their children.
And that's what we have these things for, so we can help teach them that.
Yes.
Because they just don't know how. You know, especially from the beatdown and the breakdown and what they come from. You know what I mean? And not only the ones that been out here struggling, y'all. It happens to the best of the best as well.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? It's no prejudices in it. You know, and it's raining hard. And there's no discrimination in it. You know, this can happen to any and all of us.
Absolutely.
You know, so yeah.
Absolutely.
You put some information out here tonight. There's no doubt about
absolutely.
I appreciate that.
I'm here. I'm just here. Like I said, mental health has always been something that plagued my mind, coming from a place where, you know, our family was never jailed together. We didn't jail together well. My father's side of the family, we don't jail together well. But if I keep allowing that victim mindset to hold me, then I will never grow this point. And because something happened in the past doesn't mean there can't be a brighter future.
That's right. Somebody got to break the...
You have to break the generational trauma.
That's generational trauma. That's right. And we share in our culture, we share a lot of that. It is so much of that for us because that's how it was planted.
Absolutely.
You know, the seed was planted that way. You know, and look at it today. It's out of control. It's out of control. See, God got to be in this. And he has to help us fix it. Look how he healed you, girl.
Oh, please.
And look what look. Listen to you.
He said he's going to make an example out of me, and
he
made a whole example out of me. If I wasn't humble before, I'm sure humble now. I'm sure humble now. I come in.
And you know what? You'll still have people that won't understand you. You'll still have people that still look at you like they used to look at you.
Yeah.
You know, but you found God. And you done found the light. And you walking the walk. As well as talking the talk. And I commend you for that.
Thank you.
I commend everything that you're doing.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Even in this thing for the future and getting yourself a halfway house, if I'm needed in any way, I am surely here.
Yeah,
You follow what I'm saying? Because we have to help each other. We have to get these things back and help saving our people. We do. What you just said, you look nothing of it.
Thank you.
Look, tell us, y'all, give me some hearts. Show me some hearts. Let this girl see. You look nothing of it. When I had the first conversation with you, I knew it was going to be powerful. That's why I can't say I can't wait. I can't wait till Wednesday because I know this is going to be on.
Oh my gosh,
especially with the topic that you had coming.
Oh, yeah,
you know,
look,
that's right. Let's have that heart party, y'all. Give it up. Give it up. It is a heart party right now. And if you think this young lady has brought us some real good information and education on here, show her. You know what I mean? Show her, because this girl is on the couch. You hear me? And she ain't holding back. She ain't holding back. She talking real. Absolutely. You know what I mean? I admire that.
Thank you so much.
Authenticness in you. You know what I mean? It's hard for people to be authentic. It really is. It's hard. That's right. Let's have that heart party, y'all. Let's get it on. It's no doubt about that. Hey, Dar, this girl is giving it up, girl. I tell you, and you know what? It's a lot of people that's out here that suffers with depression, that suffers with mental health. I'm telling you, and sometimes you can't even tell that it's going on inside them.
No.
You follow what I'm saying?
No.
You can't even tell. Like, I can't look at you right now and say, you did all that. You was in all of that.
Yeah.
I look at you when I first saw it. This is a bright, a black woman, so intelligent, you know what I mean, and got it going on. The testimony that you just gave today, girl, let me tell you something. Give me a hug. Give me a freaking hug. I need that hug. I'm telling you, God all over here. He all up in here, y'all, all in my body, in my chills. You know what I'm saying? Because you needed to be here tonight. You needed to be here tonight. tonight, and I know you're helping a lot of people, whether or not they say it or they don't. You understand? And if it's not them, it's somebody that they know.
I always say this: plant the seed. You may not be here to
That's
see
right.
it
I'm
grow,
gonna have another heart party.
but someone it will
Absolutely.
grow. It will grow.
Absolutely. And like she was saying, you know, the same way we say in recovery, you know, no pain, no gain. You know?
Mm-hmm.
But with that prayer, when God come in this picture, see, he was already taking care of me through my addiction. I didn't think so.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even for when I was a little girl, I turned my back on God.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But see, recovery taught me how to turn it back around
Mm-hmm.
because I needed him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And from that day on, I just been being blessed with the recovery. You know what I mean? And blessed with helping the next recovering person. You know, the still suffering person.
Yeah.
You know, and I promised him that I would always give it back. And look, he has given me the ability to bring people on this couch, just like Quenisha, you know, just like Coretta, you know what I mean? Just like Stacy Love, you know what I mean? On this couch and brought mental health in, brought psych in. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't even know they're having these issues or having these problems, you know? That's why I said this couch. Man, this couch is getting blessed. And it's helping bless a lot of people. And people watch this show.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because they're interested in what's going to come next.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I have not been let down for anybody who served and shared their strengths and hopes on this couch. And I appreciate you.
Oh, thank
I
you.
appreciate you doing it. You got to come back, girl. You got to come back. You know,
I will.
and share some more. You
I
follow?
will.
And she is now one of our LNMT award honorees, y'all. So let's give her some shout outs, some more hearts, you know, for coming on. And if anybody wants to send stars, please do. And if you want to send me any type of contribution, to my Cash App is on here, please do. You know, so we can make this thing awesome. I want it to be the awesomest thing. Hey, Gilda, what's happening, girlie? Yeah, so, I mean, I think this was a powerful episode, y'all. I mean, I'm just not shocked to anybody who comes and sit on this couch because, you know, everybody got something to give.
Absolutely.
Everybody has something to say. You know, a lot of us need to surrender. A lot of us need to learn how to hold self accountable. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people need to know that God is real. You know what I mean? And he is there with us at all times. It's our decisions that make our lives go in the direction that it do by making mistakes, bad decisions, bad choices. You know, but you can get better. That's the thing. You can get better. You're not dead. You're just walking dead, like the Walking Dead. You're not dead. You're still alive, truly still alive. You're just in the tunnel. You know what I'm saying?
Your
You're just in the tunnel.
Always keep you safe.
Say it again.
Your secrets will always keep you safe.
Yes, it will. You know, and a lot of us is even finding things about self on this live.
Mm-hmm.
I give God the glory. There's no doubt about that. I give God the glory for all of it. You know what I mean? We done had Bishop on here. I mean, it's just getting greater and greater and greater, even with the upcoming guests that are coming to the couch. You know, I am just so grateful that it's happening. I really am. And I'm so grateful that I just got up and said, I'm going to do this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Instead of double holding me back not to do it. And look at all of us who comes together and just talk real stuff. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? No animosities, no none of that. No. You know, I wanted them on my live. You know, they come with that. I'm a block them. You know what I mean?
No negative energy.
I'm gonna block them. You know, because this thing is for the people who need it, wants it, know somebody who needs or wants it, and care and have concern about people, even if it's your neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's the person that's on your job.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, this thing don't discriminate.
No.
You know, mental health, psych, drug and alcohol, it does not discriminate. You know what I mean?
No.
It don't, but we are survivors sitting here on this couch.
We are.
You know what I'm saying? We are survivors, sharing and caring and spreading our stories and giving up the information and education that we know and and sharing it with you all. And I appreciate everybody who comes on, you know, and love us back.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And love us back. I mean, this thing has grown and it's still growing, y'all. It's really growing. It's getting big. And that's all but for the grace of God. You know, I already know. I'm just doing a service. I told him, yeah, if you get me clean, if you help me this time, then I will always give this back. I have not stopped.
Praise
I have not stopped, even going over hicks and rumps and bumps over again, drinking. You know what I'm saying? Hell, that's 16 years. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's just so phenomenal to know that I have a God. You know what I mean? And he is allowing me to help other people.
Absolutely.
With an addiction that's cunning, baffling, and powerful. And to be able to bring Quanisha on, what you call it, Q?
Q. They
Be
call
able
it
to bring Q on. You know, some of my clients was like, you know, that I know that was telling, it was like, oh, Q, she the bomb. She cool. You know, a lot of them recognized you. You know, when you was on here, you counseled some of them. You know what I'm saying? Because they'll know, honey. They'll know. You know what I mean? And some of them is tuned in, too. You know what I'm saying? Look. Thank y'all. Again, please, for everybody that's on this live right now, just hit share before you hang. I'm going to say hang up, y'all. Y'all know I'm corny, but just hit share, okay? So that we can send this out to more people. You know, because if you share it on your page, it's going to go to all the people you know and all the people they know and all the people that they know. Right. You know, let's keep spreading it. Let's keep helping people. Y'all, I would very much appreciate it. You know, don't forget to share once we go off. I'm going to, you want to say something else, Quanisha?
Community is unity, that's all.
Uh-oh. She said community is unity. That's right, baby. Absolutely. So everybody, don't forget about the LNMT Awards is coming up. Again, that's going to be in June 27. Get your tickets now while they pre-tickets and they on sale. You know, the tickets are ready for you. You know, come the end of May, it's off the sale. You know what I mean? Okay. And then it's going to go to the regular price at $55. Okay, you all know how I work. You know it's going to be nice. You know you're getting a meal, a good meal. You know the whole 9 yards is well worth it. And to just come and celebrate with these awesome people who came on this couch and shared. I'm so grateful that just came to my head. These people need to be rewarded. You know, to have something to say that they had something to say. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You know, and I'm not Oprah. I'm not the Global Awards. I'm none of it. I'm the LNMT Awards, Living in My Truth Award. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because we earned every bit of it. And nobody else is thinking like us.
Absolutely.
You know? Nobody else is thinking like us. So I feel as though we deserve it.
Absolutely.
You understand? You deserve to be honored.
Thank you so much.
What y'all think? Give me some hearts before I go off. Good hearing on tonight. Oh, awesome. So the one little mic is working right now. I don't even know if the other one charged up. I know you on what's his name?
CMP Pierre.
Pierre. I know you on here. Or if you didn't pop on, I don't know what happened, but look. They hear us, you know, and y'all help me thank Pierre for that. He came on. He has the radio station in Chester. He came on out of his heart through Quanisha, you know, who asked for the number, and she gave it to him, and that's the blessing that I received. Mm-hmm. I also want to put out here that I had put on here last week, I believe it was the week for last or last week, that to Tara. I was telling Tara, because I know she has a building, and I was like, Tara, I need a desk. If you got a desk, I need a desk. Do you know God blessed me with a desk from someone? Can I say your name? Because I know you on here. Can I say your name? Because I think you are a blessing, and it's something that God sent me, you know, to have that desk. I am nonprofit, that's true. You know what I mean? I have my LLC. I'm a nonprofit organization. This is why I'm asking for donations so I can continue to do what I do. Mm-hmm. And anything I've been asking for, God has been delivering. you know, so I know I must be doing a good job.
Mm-hmm.
You follow? And I want to say to the person that donated that desk to me out of nowhere, I would have never to expect, and this is a brand new desk. You hear what I'm saying? You see how God works? This is a brand new desk. And she heard me ask that on Living in My Truth episodes on my live, you know. So I know God is working for us. You know what I mean? Not just me, but for all of us, you know. And I really appreciate you. You know, you brought so much joy to my heart that day, you know, that you said that. You know what I mean? I ain't never been a crying person, but y'all just been knocking me out with these tears and everything. You know, Coretta said, yes, you are, sis. God is using you. Hey, look, he can use me all the time. You follow what I'm saying?
You're
it
right.
ain't even a question.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm just a servant. You know what I mean? And I'm going to keep on serving him. You know, and Sylvia said, good job, sis. Thank you so much, y'all. And I want y'all to know that she's the one that blessed me. You know, and I thank you, I thank you, I thank you so much. You got to come to the LNMT Awards. You just got to come. You follow what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I thank everybody for coming on. Again, if you can, you know, help me with what I'm doing. You know, I don't care what it is. It could be 50 cents. You know, these stars on here, it starts at 20 cents. You know, but it helps me to keep my content up with Facebook. You know, because you just don't get on and do this. You earn these certain spots. You know, and to be honest with you, everybody think, oh man, you get to make money. You know, you're going to put some money out before you make some money. Believe that. Nothing's free. Yeah. Nothing's free. You know, so, I mean, I could be way further than where I'm at now. But see, this is God works, not theirs. I'm not doing it for money. I'm doing it for helping people. Yes. I'm doing it from the work. I am walking for him. You know what I mean? Including myself. And all you all keeps me by, strong by faith. So I want you to know that. So again, the LNMT Awards is going to be June 27th at Dreams. Again, this year, y'all make sure y'all come walk the purple carpet. You know, purple is recovery's color, you know. And last year we had a little rain, so I'm going to ask God to please make that day clear for us, you know, so we could walk that carpet on both sides the way I had planned the last year. But even walking the one, we had a great time. We had a great time and a beautiful program, you know what I mean? Entertainment and everything, you know. So, yes, God, I saw you on there too, you know. You just get on there for like an hour or so, you know how you do, we do, you know what I mean? Me and you again, for real, I thought I was getting you first, but that's okay, because God bless you with what you do, you know, and look at you today. God bless you. You know, so y'all, we getting ready to go off. You know what I mean? I had a beautiful time and a great time, and I hope you guys did too. I hope you guys heard something that you needed to hear, you know, and whatever you heard that you know people that needs to hear, share it. Just share it, you know, and I hope we gave you some good information and education, you know, on mental health, as well as depression, as well as her testimony, you know what I mean, and talking about what we are, who I am, a drug and alcoholic, you know. So we'll be back next week, y'all. Next week, I have another awesome guest that's coming up. You know, I want to make that mistake. I think I got 1 week clear, then another guest that's coming up, and then it's like guest, you know, after that. And anyone who wants to come on and share and care, you are truly welcome to the couch. You know, the more the merrier of us, you know. So I'm going to go off with the serenity prayer. God grants me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference, not ours. Appreciate y'all. See y'all next week. Thank you so much.